And now for my favorite story when it comes to judging people favorably. There was a photographer. He was hired to come to a wedding. And the wedding began the chuppah ceremony. And you have the chatan, the kala, everybody's gathered. You have everyone there except for the photographer. He just didn't show up. People are starting to get nervous. The kala starts to cry. Where's the photographer? This is the moment of my life. I've been waiting for this day for so long. And the photographer is not showing up. So people started taking pictures with the iPhones, with their phones. But it's not going to come out as clear as a professional camera, obviously. So they had no choice but to continue the wedding, although the photographer was not there. And the chuppah began, and the Sheva Brachot, they called up the rabbis to the chuppah, and the family came, and down the chuppah, and everything continued until they already got to the first dance, and then the second dance. And suddenly they see a man sweating, panting. He runs in there with a bunch of cameras like he owns the place, starts setting up, and he starts taking pictures. And everyone starts thinking, what kind of irresponsible photographer is this? He comes so late, he missed more than half the wedding, and now he thinks he's going to save the day by taking a few pictures? Find out what this person is and who this person is, and we're never going to call him for our occasions. We don't want him to have anything to do with any of our occasions. Such an irresponsible photographer. And for the next few months, this guy who came and showed up to the wedding did not get any phone calls. Nobody hired him to come and take pictures in the wedding. And no occasions, nothing. He'd been posting up flyers, letting people know that I'm available, and nobody wanted him. Eventually, one of his relatives was getting married. So he calls up his relative, he says, listen, we're related, I'll give you a discount. You don't have to go somewhere else. So he says, no, it's okay, I already found someone else. He says, you already found someone else? But I'm your relative. Don't you want to come, I could come and take all the pictures for you, don't worry. So he says, after what happened a few months ago, and I'd rather not risk it. He says, what are you talking about? He says, everyone knows what happened a few months ago. He says, no, please, I don't know what happened a few months ago. Please remind me. He says, well, there was a wedding. You were hired to come and take pictures. You came very late towards the end of the wedding, and you started to take pictures. And everyone saw how irresponsible you are. Who would want to hire you for their occasion? So I didn't want to risk it. I decided to go with someone else. He says, oh my gosh, do you know what happened that night? Let me tell you the real story. The truth is, they didn't hire me to be their photographer. They hired someone else to be their photographer. But the guy just never showed up. And then I happened to find out that these people need a photographer last minute. I was busy with taking care of other things. But to save this girl's wedding, to save this guy's wedding, I went and I took all my cameras, whatever I could get my hands on. I ran to the wedding hall. I started taking pictures last minute just so they could have something. And I didn't even charge the money for it. And everyone took the hero of the story and they turned him into a villain because they didn't give him the benefit of the doubt. You hear what it means not to give someone the benefit of the doubt? You could completely ruin someone's reputation. You could look down upon someone. But all it takes sometimes is just to look at the person and see the good within him. Because it's so much easier to see the bad. But if you just stop yourself and think, you could always find something good. And yes, that applies to any situation. Even if the person comes out of McDonald's and he has a ketchup stain right over here. And you might say, hey, what's that ketchup stain doing over there? You have to judge him favorably. You have to be creative. Who knows, maybe he had a nosebleed or something. And he had to run inside there to get a napkin really quickly. And then he was trying to get rid of the blood, but it looks like ketchup. So when he came out, it looks like he had some ketchup on him. You never know. Or maybe some kid was squirting ketchup in there and it ended up on him. Maybe he needed to use the restroom. You don't know, but you have to be creative in however way you can. So you can give that person the benefit of the doubt. It says the Gemara